Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Tommy the Tarot Reader, and I am doing a reading for July for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising. Thank you for being here with me. And that card dropped out while I was shuffling. The Madonna and Child, it is the Ace of Cups. The present card, I'm doing the Celtic Cross. Gemini, you are so loved. You are so loved. And you're really feeling that right now. That you have the support and love all around you, family, but especially your mother, who no matter what loves you so much. And you may be thinking about her a lot, For some of you Geminis, if you've lost your mother or if you're an older Gemini, you're thinking about your mother a whole lot. So that's what's going on right now. And I do see it as a mother, but it's whoever took really good care of you. It could be your grandmother, it could be your dad, it could be your grandfather, but there's someone in your life that is so important to you. I mean, they just keep coming into your consciousness right now. And I do see that for July, like it's probably already happened in the last month, that someone is so important to you, and they just keep coming up for you. Yeah. That what crosses you is this card is the Hangman. That when you miss this person so much, or that you have so much love for them, that you want to spend time, and you want to spend time alone to be in that. And for some of you Geminis who've lost someone close to you, that's what you're doing. You are right now in that pain, that you have lost someone, the most loving, most beautiful, unconditional loving relationship in the world is, you've lost them, and you are sitting in that pain right now. But it's probably been more so in the last year that you've been sitting in the most excruciating pain, if it's because you've lost someone in your life. But also that, believe it or not, Gemini, that sometimes you think about losing the person you love, and you get into an enormous amount of emotional pain, just thinking, if I lose this person who I love and am attached to, it is just, you do think about it. It's not something that you would ever share with someone, that it's so hard to talk about, so you hold it in you. That the people you love so much, you're so attached to, that if anything has ever happened to them, that you can't even talk about it. And believe it or not, Gemini, all of us go through that. So a lot of us go through what would happen if our loved ones, something happened to them. What would we do? And some of us have thought about what we would do. But, death is something that you're thinking about it right now. It's very difficult. Sometimes a period like this indicates to me it's a death of a person that you become so attached to, that you love so much, and could be their death anniversary, could be their birth date, but yeah, there's some grieving here. Also, yeah, there's a lot of love here. Okay, so for the Geminis, that's not about someone passing. You are in the most beautiful, loving relationship that you tend to get very excited and then have to pull back because you're trying to balance your life between wanting to be with the person you are in love with and all the other things that you have to do. Because if you had your way, you would be 24/7 with the love of your life all the time, because that's just how you rock and roll, Gemini. You know, you went for it and you are in the most beautiful, loving relationship ever. And you are. And you're just trying to balance your life out. But again, if you had your way, you would be with this person 24/7. Interesting. This card came upside down. It's the Ace of Wands. So you are thinking you have to temper. This is July, okay? You have to temper the fiery nature you have towards your love. You know, maybe you are a bit jealous and possessive and just want to smother them. Yeah, you're realizing that, okay, you got to hold back. Yeah, you're I don't know if you've come to some kind of realization that maybe you're too smothering, but you might be too smothering. And you can't help yourself because you're so in love, all right? This is the goals and wants, and this is actually the moon upside down. So the goals and wants in July for you, Gemini, is you don't want something hidden from you. You want the absolute truth. If there's anything in this situation, because you're so on fire and happy and excited, but you're feeling like, I'm the only one excited here. So I'm looking around and saying, why am I the only one excited here? So now you're tapping into, okay, I gotta slow down and really look at what's going on here. Maybe ask some questions, because you're out of the dark side of the moon. You can't be in the dark side of the moon, okay? Because you tend to be a little too excited. For July, ask questions and stay objective and logical, which you're really good at. And if there's something that looks like it doesn't make sense to you, ask. Especially if it's too abstract or, you know, I want to say like weird. You have to ask. If there's something you don't understand, it does take the fire away from you. It just dampens your fire if you don't understand it. Because Gemini is a mental sign. So you're already in love, but you don't understand this love feeling. And so you kind of charge ahead like the rest of it, where, oh, we get along great, we're compatible, but there's this spiritual connection that you're like, what's a spiritual connection? Because that's these cards upside down. So I don't know when you might understand what a spiritual connection is, but obviously not July. All right. Six of Pentacles. So you're going to work hard no matter what. Whatever you want, you're going to work hard at it. relentlessly, you know, like you want something, you're going for it no matter what. And you will, because you understand the fruits of your labor, but you have to understand somewhere in here the connection spiritually with all of what I've just said. And you're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean spiritually? Yeah, exactly. You work very hard for something, right? You're in a loving relationship, but you still have a little bit of doubt. You charge in, but you don't know why you're charging in. And you don't know why at times your fire is dampened because you question and doubt things. But then you have all these thoughts that are like kind of dark, and you're like wondering, why am I having these thoughts when things are going so well? Because you need to be spiritually connected beyond your control. Because if it's not within your control, you kind of flip out a little bit, and because you don't understand it. So if it's something that's abstract, you kind of just get, confused. So the work in July is to look beyond what's under your nose, to look beyond what is obvious. You have to really connect the dots, and that means spiritually. That means reading someone's face, feeling what they're feeling. Like if someone says something to you, you feel that. Don't just listen to what they say. You have to feel what they said. Like if they said, well, I don't know if I really want to go camping. What did they say? You're like, they're not sure if they want to go camping. They kind of want to go, but they're not really sure. Why are they not sure? Maybe there's people there that they don't want to be around. Or there might be some things going on that they don't want to be around. So you want to be curious about that. You want to go like, oh, why don't you want to go camping? They'll tell you like, oh, I don't know, Bert and Ernie are going to be there. What, you don't like Bert and Ernie? Well, it's just that they just start talking too stupid when they've drank too much. And you're like, oh, okay. So you have to ask questions and stop making answers up in your head. Six of Swords. The advice approach is, don't make things up in your head. I just said that. This is what this card is. Six of Swords upside down. Don't make things up in your head, hole up in your head, and start coming up with answers and start coming up with some conversation in your head that's not happening in real life to answer your questions and get you out of an anxious situation. Don't do that. Nope. Don't do that. The advice and approach is to actually meet your problems head on and ask questions and inquire. What is the outside influence for Gemini? Oh, you have the Two of Pentacles. Lots of opportunities once you pull out of this speculative phase of like all in your head stuff. There's a lot of influences coming in. Your mind's going to open up a bit. It's going to be nice. You're going to free up your mind because with the Two of Pentacles, you'll start to see things like, oh, there's more opportunities. There's more choices. There's more things out there. There's more stuff to play with instead of all this like crazy ideas in your head that's going nowhere. Yeah. Also talk to people. Ask them questions like, hey, You know, what does it mean when your boyfriend says they don't want to go camping? So ask questions, talk to your friends. Don't hold up in your head and try to come up with answers. You need to talk to people and find out other people's experiences, because they've been through what you've been through. Yeah, don't hole up and don't box yourself in. You need to stay curious about human nature. Hopes and fears. It's my Botticelli deck. I got a Knights of Pentacles. Okay, hopes and fears is, that's Knights of Pentacles upside down. So it would be earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn upside down. So to me, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn upside down is earth signs indicate that they start to move very quickly and they become either more fire. So the hopes and fears, and for you, is to start moving quicker on the things that you know that you have to do. You know, when you're in the spot and you know you have to ask a question, I just said be curious, be inquisitive, be interested. That means a question. Exactly. You have to ask a question. Don't sit in your head and get all anxious and ask yourself like, well, should I ask this? Will I look stupid? No, you have to ask the question and be curious of why the other person said what they did. You have to appear interested and curious. Why did they say that? Why? Find out. And don't make things up in your head. Don't make up answers in your head. Don't. You know, I've seen, it's really weird for Gemini, for them to, and Gemini can be a very anxious sign like Virgo. Can be two of the most anxious signs, I think, is Virgo, Gemini, Sag. They're all mutable. Ask a question. It won't kill you. If you're not sure about something, ask. You're gonna get past it. You're gonna get the right answers, and you can move on. My advice is don't answer a question in your own head when you need to go right to the source. Don't do that. Never do that. That's like just such a bad idea. So the outcome is the Ten of Swords. So so July, I've just done this reading, and this is July, Gemini. The advice in this reading is ask questions, get information, get answers, and you have to ask and talk. There's a dialogue required here. If you don't have that dialogue, if you're not interested in the other person's opinion, emotions, ask them how they're feeling. What are they thinking? If you're not doing that, that's what you have as a Ten of Swords. Maybe you won't hear the right answers. Maybe there's a lot of doubt here somewhere. You still have to ask. Don't be scared. There's something that you need to ask something here somewhere. There needs to be a question here. This looks to me like you need to ask a question because something is going on around you. This may not necessarily be you, okay? Yeah. Okay, Gemini. If you like this reading, hit the like button. I mean, you don't have to like the reading. That's okay. But this is Tommy the Tarot Reader signing out. And see you at my next video.